Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, I'm Christina, and today we're going to talk about something that affects a lot of people. Imposter syndrome. You know that feeling, right? Like you're just faking it, that you don't really belong in a certain place or position? Like any minute now, everyone's gonna realize you're not as smart or talented as they think you are? Yeah, that feeling. It's called imposter syndrome, and it can be seriously rough. Let's dive into what it is, how to recognize it, and most importantly, how to start overcoming it. So, what exactly are we talking about when we say imposter syndrome? Basically, it's this sneaky little psychological pattern where you doubt your accomplishments and live in constant fear of being exposed as a fraud. Even when you achieve amazing things, you brush them off, telling yourself it was luck, timing, or that you just somehow tricked everyone into thinking you're more capable than you are. It's like this little voice inside your head that whispers, "You don't deserve this," or "You're going to get found out." But we're not going to let it win, are we? We're going to learn how to recognize it, challenge it, and ultimately, overcome it. Okay, so how do you know if imposter syndrome is something you're dealing with? Well, let's talk about some signs. Have you ever found yourself doing any of these things? First up, downplaying your achievements. You crush a presentation at work, and instead of celebrating, you brush it off like it was nothing. Oh, it was just luck, or anyone could have done it. Another big one is overworking or perfectionism. You feel this intense need to prove your worth, so you work longer hours, stress over every tiny detail, and hold yourself to impossibly high standards. And finally, difficulty accepting praise. Someone gives you a genuine compliment, and you deflect it like it's a hot potato. If any of these sound familiar, there's a good chance imposter syndrome might be playing a role in your life. So, what causes imposter syndrome in the first place? Well, it can be triggered by a whole bunch of things, and it's often different for everyone. For some people, it might be tied to perfectionism, this idea that you need to be perfect all the time, or that your worth is directly tied to your achievements. Others might feel it most strongly when they enter a new environment, like starting a new job or being around people they perceive as more experienced or talented than them. And sometimes, it can even stem from childhood experiences. Were you praised only for your accomplishments rather than your effort? These kinds of experiences can really plant those seeds of self-doubt. The important thing to remember is that imposter syndrome is often rooted in deeply ingrained beliefs about yourself and your worthiness. Okay, so we've talked about what imposter syndrome is and where it comes from. But why does it matter? Well, here's the thing. Imposter syndrome isn't just an annoying little voice in your head. It can have some serious impacts on your mental and emotional health. We're talking anxiety, stress, burnout, you name it. It can make you afraid to take risks, to put yourself out there, and to really go after what you want in life. And it's not just your career that can be affected. Imposter syndrome can also impact your relationships. The bottom line is, imposter syndrome can really hold you back from living your best life. Okay, so how do we actually overcome this imposter syndrome thing? Well, the first step is simply acknowledging that it exists and that you're not alone in feeling this way. Next, try talking about it. Find someone you trust, a friend, family member, therapist, and share what you're going through. Sometimes just saying it out loud can take away some of its power. Now here's the key. You have to start reframing your thoughts. When those negative thoughts pop up, those "I'm not good enough, I'm going to get found out" thoughts, challenge them. Ask yourself, what evidence do I have to support this thought? And on the flip side, start focusing on the positive. Write down your accomplishments, big and small, and celebrate them. Finally, practice self-compassion. Be kind to yourself. Remember, overcoming imposter syndrome is a journey, not a destination. There will be good days and bad days, but the important thing is to keep showing up for yourself. Imposter syndrome is tough, but it doesn't have to control your life. Remember, you're not alone, and there are so many ways to manage it and start feeling more confident in yourself and your abilities. If you found this video helpful, make sure to hit that like button, and don't forget to subscribe for more content. We'll see you next time. Keep shining, and remember, you're not a fraud. You're amazing.